This is Elon Musk's $300 million jet collection, and it's got features you couldn't even imagine. But I'm also going to show you how he spends $216 million on his kids, his $80 million neighborhood, his car collection, and so much more. But first, let's start with his shoes, which are so rare, he almost faced 6 months in prison for them. 'Cause in 2019, he was revealing the Tesla Model Y at the Tesla Design Center in California. But he can't be releasing the best car in history looking like this. Nah, he had to wear something so controversial, it's literally illegal in California. Custom, one of one Air Jordan Tesla shoes. It's made of materials like pony hair, red metallic leather, and python leather. But in California, wearing anything from a python is illegal and can land you up to 6 months in jail. Luckily for him though, he wasn't charged. But Elon's not trying to risk another lawsuit, so he hasn't been seen wearing them since. Those shoes only costed $1,500 though, which is nothing compared to what he plans to wear on Mars. 'Cause on Mars, time works a little differently, and he had to make sure his wrist game was on point. So he called up the luxury watch brand Tag Heuer to make him something special. And that's exactly what they gave him. This is the limited edition Carrera 1887 SpaceX. And it was released on the 50th anniversary of the first ever Swiss watch worn in space. But you can buy that watch yourself for $10K, so while Elon's on Earth, he knew had to step it up. So he bought an Audemars Piguet for $50,000 and a Richard Mille for $200,000. Now that's dope. But his car collection is out of this world. No, literally, he put his personal $100,000 Tesla Roadster on a rocket that he made and sent it into space. Who does that? He even live streamed the whole event, and you can track where it is in space right now. And since he's never getting that one back, he just bought another one. But Elon doesn't just own electric cars. 'Cause since he made the first mass-produced electric car, it's only right he owns the first mass-produced gas car too, the 1920 Ford Model T. That car barely works and cost him $25K. But did you know his dream car was also a gas car? When Elon was 17, he saw the Jaguar E-Type in a magazine and instantly fell in love. $1,000 to his name and $100K in debt. But once he made just enough, he copped it instantly. And believe it or not, that car barely works too. Now $100K is a lot for a car that breaks down. But one of his most expensive cars almost cost him his life. 'Cause after Elon made his first bag off PayPal, he leveled up and bought a $1 million McLaren F1. Until one day, Elon needed a new car, except he wanted something that was even crazier. So he decided he had to buy a car that could literally turn into a submarine. Yeah. This car from James Bond actually works. And after a couple found it in an abandoned storage unit, Elon swooped it up for $1 million, bringing his total car collection to be worth $2.8 million. Where the hell is he going to store all these cars though? Well, maybe in the entire neighborhood he bought full of mansions in Bel Air. But at first he just bought one house, like any average person. Except it was worth $17 million. This mansion's got 7 bedrooms, a gym, a spa, a tennis court. I mean, this place even has its own movie theater. Wait, even Elon subscribed, and this is only our first video, so why aren't you? And he liked the place so much, he decided to get 6 more of them. Bro's got 7 houses with gyms, and still looks like Peter Griffin. And all of those mansions are pretty much the same, except for one. 'Cause Elon straight up bought Willy Wonka's house, which looks normal on the outside, but it has some creepy stuff on the inside. But Elon wasn't trying to live in that creepy-ass house. So obviously, he turned it into a school for his kids. Dude is literally trying to teach his kids rocket science in Willy Wonka's house. I mean, I ain't gonna question one of the richest men in the world. 'Cause he's the one who can afford an $80 million neighborhood. All that Tesla money must be nice. So, you know the boy had to get a diamond Tesla ring to celebrate. And Elon usually isn't one to flex diamonds. But since he was gifted this 37K ring by Ben Baller, he let it slide. He has bought one piece of jewelry though, except it wasn't for himself. Straight from his father's emerald mine, he gifted this green emerald on a 14-karat gold necklace to his college girlfriend, who he eventually married. And after they broke up, he probably wasn't hurt like I'd be after he spent 50K on it. But his second wife got millions. 'Cause once Elon found out how much girls care about rings, he splashed on 3 different engagement rings for his girl. The first one he bought was 100 bands. But since Elon was making hundreds of millions, she roasted him for being cheap. So to make up for it, he bought her a ring worth 300K. And to her surprise, that was only the ring for everyday use. He also bought her a ring for special occasions, which had 10 sapphires and a diamond so big it cost him $1 million, bringing the total he spent on jewelry up to $1.5 million. Clearly, Elon didn't give a foo asterisk about spending that bag either, 'cause he divorced her 2 years later and slid her 16 mil for the trouble. But what if I told you he's spending way more on his kids? Elon's 9 living children. 'Cause the average parent spends about 300K total on their kid. But Elon's kids definitely aren't average. They go to private school and fly around on his private jet for vacations, which racks up to about $1 million per year. So this man is at least spending $24 million on just one kid. But dude has 9 kids, making his total check around $216 million. Now that's expensive, but he probably doesn't care when he's buying multiple jets. Yeah, Elon couldn't stand just owning one jet. So of course, he bought 5 of them. His first jet cost him 26 mil, and it's got your typical recliner seats, dining room, and bedroom. But he bought this before he became a billionaire. So once he leveled up from MS to BS, he couldn't be seen flying around in the same tiny jet as Taylor Swift. Nah, he saw billionaire Mark Cuban owned a Gulfstream G550 and had to one-up him. So he copped 2 of M for $62 million each. This is actually the same jet Mr. Beast flew on, and it's got some crazy features. He loved that jet so much, he even bought a second one. But it wasn't long until a newer model came out though, the G650. And the difference between them is crazy. On the G650, there's 1 extra seat. And that's it. That's basically the only difference. Just like how you buy the new iPhone that's the same as your old one. Billionaires do that with private jets. Except instead of paying $1,000, billionaires dropped $75 million on the G650. And recently, Elon dropped another $75 million on the newest Gulfstream, the G700. Can you guess what the difference between them is? I'll give you a hint. You know how they keep making the iPhones a little bigger each year? Yup, they pretty much just made the plane a little bit bigger. When you're worth over $200 billion, spending $300 mil on jets ain't a big deal. But Elon's biggest purchase might be the biggest flex ever. 'Cause for normal people, when they don't like how an app works, they just deal with it. But when you're Elon Musk, you just straight up buy it. 'Cause when Twitter was censoring tons of people, Elon decided to take a little break from getting us to Mars to make sure we still got free speech. And even though Twitter was losing billions of dollars, he bought it anyway. I mean, imagine having so much money that you don't even care if you lose billions. 'Cause he paid way more than he needed to, literally, for the memes. One of Elon's favorite memes is 420. So he decided to buy all the shares of the company at $54.20. Dude must have been high when he agreed to that deal. It's been estimated that he overpaid by $19 billion. Bringing the total to purchase this failing bird app to $44 billion. But it looks like Elon's trying to turn the app around. 'Cause recently, Elon rebranded Twitter to X. And he said he's going to turn it into a super app. It'll include things like banking, SpaceX flights, and Neuralink. And if it's anything like China's WeChat, X could be worth upwards of $80 billion.